Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to another Let's Talk Local live stream. Today, we're going to be talking to Bart Wilsey with the Farmington Museum. We're going to be talking about some exhibits, programs, just different stuff that's going on, things they're planning. Let's Talk Local is brought to you by Farmington Virtual Recreation, which is a joint effort between the Farmington Recreation Center and the Sycamore Park Community Center. So shout out to Sycamore Park Community Center. You can follow both of those organizations on Facebook as well as Instagram, and you should be able to see this live stream on both Facebook pages right now. So I believe we're cross posted to Sycamore Park, so we've got the live video going on both pages. So without further ado, let's just hop on over, say hi to Bart, and talk to him about what they've got going on at the Farmington Museum.
Hey
Hey Bart,
Jordan,
how
how
you
are
doing?
you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
we, we tried to say hi at the same time there.
Yeah.
We must be similar.
Jinx.
You got me. I owe you a Coke, I guess. All right, Bart. So, how are things going at the museum? What are some ways that our situation has affected the day to day at the museum and what you guys have going on?
Well, just like every other place, it's impacted us dramatically. All of the museums are still closed, so that's definitely changed our lives quite a bit. But we're looking at different ways to put content online and interact with people more that way. We're also, talking about designing some different programming that will be able to reach audiences without them having to come to the museum. So.
Very cool. Are there any things that have you guys been able to actually go live with anything online or any programming online that you've something that somebody could find right now? Do you have anything going?
Well, we don't have anything live. We've been posting a lot of our historic photographs online, and so people can find that. We also have a collection of our historic photographs online in conjunction with the UNM libraries. So you can find a little bit over 1,000 of our digital historic photographs on that site. So that's pretty cool. Um, but what we are looking at doing is, creating more content online to either deliver live or even as maybe short films or something like that. So that could be kind of cool.
That would be great. What kind of so when you say short films, like what do you mean? What would that entail?
Like little history vignettes. A lot of people don't realize that we had a railroad in town at one time.
I did
You
not
know,
know that.
we did. The railroad came all the way down here from Durango, and
Wow.
so the depot was right off of downtown. It was right on Barron Street down there. So yeah, I mean, people don't realize those things.
Wow, that's very cool. Wouldn't it be neat if we still had a railroad coming through
Oh
town?
my
Man.
gosh, we talk about that all the time. Yep, be able to hop on it here and ride it all the way to Silverton. How cool would that be?
Oh, that would be something. Maybe we can get something worked out and they can
Maybe.
put some tracks. So I know I was bummed that I didn't get to go check out the current exhibit, the Gridiron Glory you guys have that you brought in. I was really excited to go check that out, and I know you
Right,
guys were just about to do a grand opening, and then boom, nothing. Had to
right.
shut everything down. So what's the plan with that exhibit as well as any other exhibits you may have currently in the
Well,
museum?
that one, the Gridiron Glory, came to us from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's probably the largest, well, it is the largest sports exhibit we've ever had here, and it contains a who's who of football. It's just amazing how many artifacts and the names within that exhibit. Here's a very short list: Barry Sanders, Jim Brown, Jerry Rice, Emmett Smith, Tony Dorsett. You know, it, it's amazing.
So this was not a small time exhibit. This was a
No,
very big deal for you guys.
this was a huge deal. This was one of our blockbuster exhibits, and yes, a couple weeks into it, we had to close it down. So it's kind of been under wraps ever since. It's going to be here through August. I'm still hopeful that we'll be able to swing the doors open yet, but we don't know. So we're
Man.
just gonna have to figure that out.
Now aside from the Gridiron Glory exhibit, you guys have another rather large exhibit that is currently in the museum right now.
We do, and this is kind of juxtaposed against the football exhibit. It's actually a fashion exhibit, and it chronicles women's fashion from really the Victorian age all the way up to today. We've got things in there from Lady Gaga, from Kim Kardashian. I mean,
Again, this was not a small deal. This is
not
a
it's a huge deal. And luckily, we have gotten that exhibit extended through October. So we're very hopeful that we'll be able to have people come in and see that exhibit. But it talks about women's fashion, from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, all the way up. So it is really a fascinating exhibit in its own right.
well. I certainly hope that we're able to get some people in there to check that out. If we can't make one, hopefully
I
maybe we
know,
can make
right?
the other.
Uh,
What are some maybe a few specifics of? I know you mentioned going digital with some stuff, figuring some things out to put online, things people could check
right.
out. So, what does the Farmington Museum have in the works that residents can look forward to, hopefully coming online that they can be a part of?
Well, one of the things that we've been talking about is creating some programming online so that they could do maybe a Zoom interactive like this. And then we're calling this program Curbside Science. And so they could go through a science program on Zoom or something like that with our staff, and then they would be able to swing by and pick up their curbside science kit that they could take home and do with their kids.
Okay,
So
so you're kind of mixing being able to do the physical science with having the instruction coming from online, so they can do it at
absolutely,
home.
yeah, kind of bringing them both together, and we think that's probably the most powerful way to do that, because then they're able to experience it online, but yet they'll be able to pick up what they need right from us, have it all ready to go home and do their experiments right then. So I think that's going to be fabulous.
So is this going to be something that is going to be open to? Is it just kids of all ages eventually? At some point.
Well, we'll probably have some different age categories because some of the science will be directed at age groups. But yeah, really from preschoolers on up, we're hoping to have that kind of programming.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that sounds really cool. I'm really excited to see that program come together. Do you guys have any other programs in the works currently that you want to talk about?
Well, that's probably the biggest one, and the other one that we're kind of working on. We got a New Mexico Humanities grant to couple some programming with our exhibits, but there was also a caveat that we might do some develop some different lecture series or something like that. But what it really boiled down to is, we don't know if we're going to be able to present lectures. So that's why we're thinking of kind of converting that to these little history vignette films or videos. And those are going to be kind of what we focus on because we got some money to help us do it.
Oh, that's really cool. Also I think that's an awesome idea. Just, still being able to do what you guys love and teaching people the history of something. Why not our area with small videos?
Absolutely, because we could show them objects, we could show them how they work, we could couple that with historic photos, we could do interviews with folks. In fact, we posted an interview that we did with Wilma White of White Orchards and kind of cut historic photographs into different things when she was talking about them. And we posted that both on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. So
Wow.
it's up there.
So what kinds of, how do I word this? What are maybe some roadblocks or some things that you guys have had to learn, technologies or otherwise, that are going into these things you guys are putting together?
Well, that's mainly it. I mean, technology is it. I've done some short films with, you know, just your basic video editing software, but that takes a long time. You
That
have
must
kind of
be
have
why
to
you got that Spielberg beard going
I
on.
know, right? But it's the learning curve that takes a while to overcome on that. So
Right, yeah. Well, I can definitely identify with that. I think everybody's kind of going through this season of everything is a test right now. We're
yep,
just
yep.
throwing things together, hoping they work, and if they don't, we try it a different way.
One hurdle after the other.
That's right. That's right. And that's really what I see with most of, not just the city organizations, almost everyone right now. You really
Right,
have to be creative in figuring out what you're going to do to get around the situation.
right, right.
Um,
Some of the other things that we've been doing here at the museum, we've caught up on some maintenance stuff. We're working on some collections issues. People don't understand that when something gets donated to the museum, that we have to describe it, number it, catalog it, find a place for it. And everything within the museum is tracked by a number and a location. And so, every we got to be able to look those things up and go right to the shelf to where they belong. And with over 13,000 objects, that's a pretty big job.
yeah, well, yeah, I never thought about it like that. So you guys basically have, I would assume, all the issues of a live production in a library all in one.
Right, and you have to be able to look those up and find them on the shelf. And it's like, you know that's way bigger than everything in your house.
Right.
So it takes some effort.
Yeah, I can't imagine. You can misplace a library book. I can't imagine. What did you do with that Tyrannosaurus skull?
I
Where's it
know,
at?
right? Where did I put that?
so, I've got one last question for you, and this one's a little less business related here. So, what are some of your favorite ways to get out and enjoy Farmington while maintaining the safety measures, or even just some of your favorite things to do, while you're safely sitting at home?
Well, I think they're the same reasons that drew me to this area. I'm an import from South Dakota, but when I came down here and visited, it was the outdoors, it was the hiking. We go out to Farmington Lake and go swimming. It's just going on those outdoor adventures. And, with our park system here and our trail system, I see a lot more people utilizing that these days, and that's great. But that's what we do as a family, and I like to do as a person. So yeah, it's fabulous.
Yeah, I gotta say, up until just this summer, I hadn't had the chance to go out to Farmington Lake after they put the beach in,
Mm-hmm.
and that's no joke. Like the
Oh,
money
right.
was spent on that, and it is an asset now. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
And
You know,
go ahead.
but I think one of the one of my all-time favorite things to do here, and it still hasn't caught on with a lot of people, is doing some kayaking in the river. We put our kayaks in up there by I think it's Penny Lane, and we went all the way to the Miller Bridge, Miller Street Bridge, and that was a fantastic trip with the kids. So I encourage people to get out and try it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's yeah, and that's one of those things that I see slowly. Like you said, you see more people on the trails, and you see more people using the amenities we have, and that's one of those things that's catching on slowly now because it's something people have put in the back of their mind. I'd like to try that. What
Yep,
else are you doing now? You might
exactly.
as well.
Get out and try it. Absolutely. Hmm.
All right, Bart. Well, do you have any parting thoughts? Anything else you'd like to say?
Well, to keep up with us, just like everybody, like our Facebook page, we put out, what's coming up and what we're doing on it. That'll keep you up to date with what we're doing and the offerings that we have. So I just encourage people to explore, take advantage of what's out there, and stay safe.
Absolutely. And aside from the Facebook page, how can people find the museum's webpage? Do you know the URL for that?
Well, you can actually, there's a shortcut. You can just go to farmingtonmuseum.org, and that'll bring you right to the Farmington Museum website.
There you go. Facebook website. I mean, people can know the minute you guys know you're going to open with that.
Right,
So,
right.
all right.
Well, and I hope that when we do open, we can encourage people to come down and see Gridiron if it's still here, because that is a fantastic show.
Right. And one more thing, real quick. I see here somebody just commented. Anita V Hill said, "I like the idea of taking Farmington Museum on the road in Farmington." And she said, "I wish the public wasn't so shy with submitting their photos." She said she loves the iconic big man that's on Sunglass.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I mean, that's an idea. That's not something I would have thought of, offhand. So, all right, Bart. Well, it was great talking to you. Thanks for joining us. And luckily, we'll get to hear more about that curbside science program you guys are working on next week when we'll be talking to Sherry Powell from
Yep.
E3 Children's Museum. So we'll get to hear more about that then. But thanks so much for joining us, and hopefully we get to come into the museum and see you soon.
Yep. Hopefully, Jordan. Thanks for doing this.
All right, Bart. You have yourself a great weekend.
You too.
We'll see you.
Bye.
All right. So again, that was Bart Wilsey with the Farmington Museum. Please follow their Facebook page. Go ahead and give them a like and check out that webpage. And I'm sure you can Google Farmington, New Mexico Museum and find their Facebook page as well as that webpage. But it's great to hear that there's so many organizations that are finding ways to overcome the situation we're in and to still get programming out to the community so that they have something to enjoy, even if it's only digital. So we want to give a shout out to them. Thank you so much for working hard on these programs. The curbside science sounds really fun. So we'll keep you up to date on that as well on the Recreation Center Facebook page so that we get that information out there. And that seems like a nice big family thing you could do together. So again, Let's Talk Local is brought to you by Farmington Virtual Recreation, and that is a joint endeavor through the Farmington Recreation Center as well as the Sycamore Park Community Center. So I want to give a shout out real quick by name. Vonna Victor has done so much work with me to put out this virtual recreation content. So the stuff we're putting out weekly, it's both facilities working hard to get that to you. And I want to give a shout out to some of the people real quick who have helped us put content out. India Lewis, who works with the Sycamore Park Community Center, has created so many of our craft videos that we've put out. And then, of course, Miss Carla Martin, who sends us her fantastic yoga videos all the way from Florida, for us to post here for you to enjoy in our community. So just wanted to show those people some love real quick. Again, don't forget to like the Farmington Museum Facebook page and check out their webpage. And look forward to that programming. I'm going to leave you with an ad for next week's live stream. So with that, thanks so much for joining us and have yourself a fun, safe weekend. We'll see you guys next time.